Hello and welcome to all our viewers from around the world. I'm Kristen Schwartz, licensed midwife and MC here at Gold, and I'm here with a special guest, and it's Grace Abruzzo. Welcome, Grace. It's lovely to have you here with us today.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
So, Grace, you will be speaking at our Birth and Beyond Symposium of 2022, and it's just
Mhm,
around the corner, basically. It's really just a few days from now.
mhm,
And you have a very interesting topic, and we're going to dive into that in just a little moment. But I want you to let us know, first of all, where in the
mhm,
world are you?
mhm.
And tell us a little bit about your background, professional background.
Okay. I live in Los Angeles, California, and my practice is here. I've owned a practice called Rooted Physical Therapy for 8 years, and I treat here and online. My background professionally, I'm a doctor of physical therapy. And then I went on to get certifications and specializations in gender-specific health and obstetric health, and then pelvic health. So now I have a board certified specialization in women's health. So that really
Beautiful.
has lent itself to this course creation. Mhm,
Absolutely wonderful. Because I feel like, and your topic is birth preparation to prevent injury and promote healing, and
mhm,
you will talk about the pelvic floor
mhm,
and such. And I feel like, and you and I chatted about this a little bit
mhm,
yesterday already, that
mhm.
finally this topic is getting some
Yes.
attention, because I've been
Mhm,
thinking about that, or we're talking to my clients
mhm,
for quite a while now.
mhm,
And in the past, it was always, okay, so you're having a baby. Okay,
mhm,
for generations, even our mothers
mhm,
and grandmothers. Okay, so
mhm,
after you have a baby, well, it's normal that, you cannot hold in your urine as well when you
mhm,
jump or laugh or sneeze, or,
mhm,
oh, it's normal that,
mhm,
intercourse might be painful. That's
mhm,
just how
mhm,
it is, the new normal.
mhm,
But it doesn't have to be that way. And
mhm,
I feel like, women and birthing persons have lived with that for
mhm,
generations. And
mhm.
I feel like now things are changing. So tell me a little bit what you've seen, what you've witnessed, and how, you're working with your clients.
Yes, I've seen the changes that you're talking about, like the changes we want around uh, information around pelvic health. I've seen that more in home birth settings
Hmm.
currently than I see, unfortunately, in hospital settings. So that's where we really want to get this information out to. I mean, we know research takes like 7 years to make a difference in the
Yeah,
hospital,
minimum.
right?
Yes, at least.
Like we're just now using new DBT measures, right? So like
Yeah.
things take a while, but what I've been seeing is the majority of my clients coming to me are still seeking recovery and
Hmm.
rehab, which is great. But what we want to do as professionals in the birthing world is prevention. Like, of
Yeah.
course, we want to give our clients all the information forefront so that they feel a little more empowered in decision making and
Hmm.
no surprises around their pelvis after a birth, right? Can be such a scary and lonely experience if you're
Hmm.
discovering things on
Yes.
your own and you don't have resources for information. If you're
Mm-mm.
looking things up on Google, it can be
It's
just,
scary.
yeah, really fear inducing. Yeah, so I'm really excited about this class.
Wonderful. Yeah. And prevention, that's
Yes,
the big key word here.
right.
Prevention is, and I have to tell you, I have learned so much. I have a very good friend who is a physical therapist who
Oh,
specializes
good.
also
Yeah.
into this topic. And she
Uh,
said, Kristen, you're sending me people afterwards. Let's talk about this prevention issue. And I'm like, oh
mhm,
my gosh, this is what we need.
mhm,
So I feel like this is
mhm,
so needed,
mhm.
preparing for birth, and, before even birth happens, during pregnancy, so
Right.
we can really have the best possible outcome, and
Yes.
also educate our clients, because, as
Mhm,
you mentioned, afterwards, it's a scary and lonely place. There's a lot
mhm,
going on with
mhm,
newborns, sleep deprived, hormones, everything
mhm,
is, and on top of
mhm,
that, the recovery after birth. So that preparation
mhm,
is key. So tell
mhm,
me a little bit, how does that look in practice for you?
mhm. The prevention part.
Yes, correct.
Yes. I usually ask my clients to come um around anytime around that 30 week mark,
Hmm.
whatever feels comfortable for them. And it's very educational. And so I encourage them to bring a birthing partner if they have one.
Hmm.
And so that way, like, we absorb 10% of information. So
Yeah.
I write notes, but I'm also like, bring people who are going to be supporting you so we can all participate in your health and wellness in this area. And in that session, I'll be doing education around the vulvovaginal anatomy. A lot of people don't know what's what, and we'll
Yeah.
be discussing that in my class. Like a lot of my clients are like, what is this tissue that I'm seeing? Because I actually am just now looking postpartum. I never looked at myself this closely before having birth. So I invite looking and self-discovery right in the prevention area. Like, this is what we're looking at.
Hmm.
And then I'll talk about positions and breathing strategies. And then I talk about the musculoskeletal system as it relates to the nervous system. So we'll talk about that in the class as well. But if you're in a fear space, your muscles are tense. You're
Yep.
protecting your body. It's intuitive. It's not a choice, right? If we have
Hmm.
knots all up in our shoulders, it's not because we're trying to give ourselves like tension spaces. It's just we're not tuned in to the stress that we're holding, right?
Hmm.
So there's a really unique combination here. It's not just relaxing tissue. It's not like tissue is on its own. You are a whole surviving person.
Yes.
And so there's a lot to learn around regulating the nervous system and what that looks like in the pelvis
Hmm.
and how that can support um, the whole stages of birth and laboring. And positioning is just one of the most basic things that we could all take from this class and really bring it to the hospitals and really
Yeah.
encourage our OBGYNs to be on the same page around. So I'm excited to talk about that as well.
Wonderful. Yes. And I know you will show some videos in the
Yeah.
class and, a demonstration. So,
Mhm.
so we really get great information that we can take with us and utilize
Yes.
it and bring it to the hospitals or bring, with our
Yes.
clients and such. That's absolutely fabulous that you
Hmm.
will be sharing that with us as well.
Hmm.
One of the question I had, and I know you probably will be addressing it probably
Hmm.
in the class, but
Hmm.
out of curiosity, I
Hmm.
want to throw this at you. When I, had my education of becoming a midwife, we always told, oh yeah, everybody needs to do the Kegel, everybody Kegel, and
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
now I've learned so much that this
Hmm.
is not really, we shouldn't be really doing this like that. So
Hmm.
there is a big change also in how we educating and what we are
Yes.
talking and what
Hmm.
the new information we've learned. So
Hmm.
tell me just a little briefly about that.
Yes, it's so exciting to talk about that. So really good question. And yes, we will get deeper into this in the course, but briefly, the muscles in your inner pelvis
Hmm.
are very similar to every other muscle in your body. So it's not that we're just measuring strength. We're looking at mobility. We're
Mm,
looking at um, coordination, endurance, speed, like the fast twitch versus the slow twitch muscles. There's so much that the muscles can do. So to just kind of put them in one bubble and say it's just a strength issue, well, that's not fair. That's not real, actually. So if we just say, just do Kegels, which is basically a concentric or shortening action of the muscle,
hmm.
then we're completely neglecting all the other functions that these tissues can have. Like,
Hmm.
for example, if you're orgasming, then the muscles need to flutter. They need to move and coordinate. So if you're
Right.
only working this up motion, then the release might not be happening.
Hmm.
If you're deeply
Interesting.
breathing or just digesting food or sleeping, the muscles should actually just be moving with the rhythm of your breath. Like, they shouldn't be in a locked position. They should be just moving as if you're breathing. So yeah, so we don't want to kind of just like put us in a little teeny box. Like, there's so much going on there that just needs a little more attention.
A little more attention. And I know this is what's important because, as you mentioned
Mhm.
before, when you do the anatomy, people
Mhm.
don't know about this, right? And how
Mhm.
is it supposed to know that this is there? Because
Right.
often we're not getting that taught
No.
in schools or in
Mm.
schooling about all the different muscles and how important it is and what we can
Yes.
do there. So I think it
Yes.
comes down to knowledge and learning about, okay,
Yes.
because what you just told me most people don't know that. They're like, oh,
No.
I
Yeah.
thought that is the function and only
Hmm.
one thing, and that's what
Yeah.
we're doing here. But
Hmm.
it comes down to learning really about all that
Hmm.
and digging deeper. So I'm really,
Yeah.
really excited about your
Me too.
presentation, Grace.
Thank you. Yeah, me too. Yeah.
And the presentation is titled Birth Preparation to Prevent Injury and Promote Healing. As I mentioned, it
Yes.
is part of the Gold Birth and Beyond Symposium.
Mhm.
Any last words from you here, Grace, before I let you go?
Yes, just thinking about how many people I interact who are clients who want to be seen this way.
Mhm.
They want these tissues to be looked at and this
Mhm.
experience to be witnessed and the information. So anyone who's participating, I'm so excited you're here. I'm really excited for what you can take from this class and bring directly into your practice or into your friendships or into your groups. So thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. We can change things together.
Oh, thank you,
Mhm.
Grace Abruzzo, for being here with me today
Yeah.
and sharing all your wisdom and knowledge with us
Mhm.
in the symposium. I'm looking very much forward to this.
Thank you.
And now for all our viewers out there, if you are
Mhm.
curious now and want to learn more about this presentation and all
Mhm.
the other presentations in the symposium, we invite you to go to goldlearning.com. The symposium will be live October 17 and 18. We have 2 full days of presentations, everything around birth and beyond. But if
Mhm.
you can't be there live, don't worry. Everything is recorded so you can watch the presentations at your convenience. Again,
Mhm.
thank you, Grace, for being here with me today. And thank you to all our audience. I hope to see you at the symposium. Bye-bye,
Okay.
everyone.
Bye.